All right, here we go. Ready, guys? So the question is, assuming they've got equal charge, find the force between them to find the charge. We want to know how much charge is on each balloon. And so this is in the moment. It's not before and after. We're using forces. We must draw a free body diagram. Yes, we're back to that. We love those. We don't heart for that. So I'm going to do the left balloon over here. It's got gravity. Hey, gravity acting on it is equal to mg. Well, we know the force of gravity because we know the mass is 3 grams, 0.003 kilograms times 10. So the force of gravity acting is 0.03 newtons. Not very much. We then have tension from the string, which is holding the thing up. Well, why does it hang out at an angle like that? Obviously, there's an electrostatic force between the two balloons. And so here's the electrostatic force, good old Fe right there. So we just work with this one balloon. We know that the net force is equal to 0. How do we know that? So therefore the forces must balance in some way. Well, fairly obviously, you know, the direction, the expected acceleration, in a sense, if everything was released, would be in the direction of the force, so that way. So we're going to break it into components that way and orthogonal to them. So the only thing we have to break into components is t. We've got t vertical, we'll call it ty. T horizontal, we'll call it tx. So we got rid of that tension there. These two forces must be equal. These two forces must be equal. Oh, we know that that force is 0.03 newtons, so we know Ty is 0.03 newtons. Okay. If only we knew an angle or something like, oh, we have the dimensions of this triangle, so I'm going to go up here. We know it's going to look something like this. Half of that distance is 0.15 meters. This is 1.2 meters. That's now 90 degrees. We split that triangle in half. So here we go. We can actually figure out what this angle is. That angle, if you care, is equal to opposite over, what am I trying to do here? Sine, right? So sine inverse of 0.15 over 1.2. Anyone know what that angle is?
7.2.
7.2, thanks. I'm trusting you here. So that's 7.2 degrees. That's kind of handy. So we know the angle of this triangle. We got this side. That means we can find this side of the triangle. And so our tx opposite over, adjacent over 0.03, opposite over adjacent is the tangent of 7.2. And so tx is going to be 0.03 tan 7.2, which I'm sure somebody's worked out, and 0.004. 0.004, good. So that's newtons, that's the, you know, if we care, that's the force that's going to exist between these two things. So now we can use that. So that's equal to our Fe between it. Oh, don't I have to double it? Because that's only Tx for one.
No, there's one force between two objects.
Yeah, one form. Yeah. Fe is K cubed over R squared. I could have just written Q squared because they're equal. And so Q squared is going to be Fe, which is Tx in this case, times R squared over K if you want to rearrange it first. And so Tx is 0.004. R is 0.3. And keep in mind that this is the whole distance this time, right? Because it's between the two Q's. It's not like half the distance like over on that triangle we just did. And then K is 9 times 7, right? Everything's 9s in this. And so what are we going to get here? Q is, anyone actually work that out? The same numbers I used?
1.9 times 10 to the negative 7.
So about 2 times 10 to the negative 7. What are the units?
Coulombs.
Coulombs, named after Charles Gustave Coulomb. And look how friggin' tiny these are. I mean, you know, we thought 3 grams was kind of small for the mass of a balloon, you know, 0.003 of a kilogram. This is tiny, it's 0.000000002, right? The units of coulombs are absolutely tiny, so please get used to that. Question?
The balloon's way more. Would the charge have to be higher to keep them apart?
Exactly, because you need a bigger force, right? Because you have a bigger force of gravity, so yeah, absolutely. That's why we use nice lightweight balloons, right? So we, you know, they only put tiny charges on them, but we're dealing with small masses. Last questions?
Why is the R 0.39015? Like when you do the calculations.
I'm sorry, where am I looking?
At the end, R squared, use an equation, K QQ over R squared, R 0.39015. Like the R is the distance between the two balloons?
Distance between two balloons, 0.03
Yeah.
meters.
So why is that R not half the?
Because it's the distance between, FE acts over that distance.
So I thought R is radius.
It's the distance.
Well,
between the two
radius
stars.
just means it can be in any direction, right? That's why we use the letter R. You could use D. Some textbooks actually do use KQQ over X squared or over D squared or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I just use R for everything because it's, usually we talk about from the center of an object. Okay, cut the video.